vast amount of tours, what are some of the most memorable ones? And tell me like a funny story that you'll be able to tell your kids and grandkids one day.
Oh man, that's like 5 questions.
I just get it, inspired.
Do you have a funny story to tell about on tour?
Every band does.
I can't think of one without embarrassing one of my bandmates.
That's what your bandmates are there for.
Yeah,
your
I guess
family.
That's true. Let me try and think here. Okay. I've told this story way too many times, and this girl probably hates me who I'm talking about. But there's this girl that has come to a couple of our shows like before we got signed, and she's been to like everyone. And I think like a year and a half ago, she came to one of our shows in Bakersfield, California, and she got the impression that I was a lesbian or bisexual. And we had like really deep conversations like about dating people, just like, whatever. And she wanted to say bye to me, and I was like, okay, bye, and I hugged her. So I went back into the van, and then someone came back, or someone from, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Caleb, came back in the van and was like, hey, that girl wanted to say bye to you. I was like, I already said bye to her, that's weird. So then I saw her outside the van, I walked out like side of the van, and then she was right there, and then I accidentally tripped, and then she caught me, and then she tried to make out with me, like she locked lips with me, and I was just like, oh my god, and then she held me really tight, she's like, I had an awesome night tonight, you made my life, blah blah blah, I love you. And I was like, thank you. I didn't know what to say.
What do I do now? Your tongue was down my throat.
Exactly, I never got kissed by another girl, so I was like, thanks. And then I said goodbye, and I never saw her again. That's my funny / personal story about being on tour.
That you could tell your kids. You could tell your kids
I'll
and your
probably tell
grandkids
my
this one
kids.
day.
Well.
See, mine have a lot of drunken stories. So I don't know. I'd have to be, that drunk mom one night at a family reunion being like, this one time on tour, Uncle Rickshaw did this. You know what I'm saying?
That's like the only story I can think of that really just like scarred my brain. So
I've had that too, man. Have you ever had like guys jump on stage and just like feel like it's okay to just like kiss you?
This guy, when we played in Brazil for the first time, this guy started making out with the side of my face when I
Wow.
was singing. And I was singing the chorus, I just kept singing it because I didn't want to stop singing it. So
And he's
I
just rolling all over your face.
like a leech sucking my blood or something.
Oh, jeez.
And then I just pushed him off because I was just like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm just gonna push you out there. That was the first time I actually like pushed someone off stage, but he was all loving it. So, but that was pretty scary.
Have you ever like actually like had to like literally physically hurt somebody, like beat the shit out of somebody?
No,
I had.
really.
Yeah. I don't mess around when people touch my
So
butt,
weird.
and I tell them, hey, you better stop. They get punched in the face.
You know what's the worst is when people are like, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off. And then
Yeah,
they
show me
you,
your
like,
tits. And then you tell people to show them your tits, and like you get that one like 16-year-old girl in the crowd like, woo!
Oh my
I'm
god.
drunk off peach schnapps. And then they come to the front and they try to hug you, and the guy's like, hey, hug me, and they just like want to like be on you.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
what are you doing? Get your nasty
There's
ass
a lot of
sweaty
pressure
tits.
out there.
There is, man. Yeah. Yeah. We could never be journalists again. No magazine should ever hire us. But you know what? I think we did a better job than half the people that interviewed our bands on World Tour.
I think so too, because I was tired of hearing, what's your favorite color? Or what does this song mean?
Or what does your band name mean?
Or, you know what someone asked me is, how does it feel having your brother in your band?
Your brother.
Yeah, and I was
Wow.
like, you mean my sister? And he was like, oh, is your sister in the band? And I was like, oh man. Like if I was a journalist, I would research everything. And I hope that person doesn't hear what I just said right now because he'll think I'm talking shit.
Or the people who go like this, they ask you a question that's really loud, and you hear, so
So yes, we should. So just
And then you can't. You're like, what? You don't understand. Like I'm around amps all
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
and this is my career. This is my life. Like I'm deaf. Like I'm really deaf. Please yell it. And then they get offended that you ask them over and over, and they're like, or they don't research your band at all.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And they go, so you're gonna be putting out your new album, and that album already came out like a year ago.
I think we would be a really good team just interviewing other bands.
We should.
Because we come, I mean, you've got 10 questions.
I know.
I've got 5.
So there's
That's
15
questions together. And we answered them perfectly.
Who should we go interview? Let's find the most drunk person on tour right now.
We
Do
should.
that.
We should.
Who would be, alright, who would you think, I guess, would be the most, like, right now, the most drunkest person on tour?
Someone in the band that's playing right now.
Yes, either somebody in Chelsea
The second day I drank with them, right before they played, I didn't even realize what time it was, and they're like, oh, we gotta play, and I was like, you guys can't play.
You guys
play
can't
it
go on.
perfectly. I don't even know how they do it. They must train themselves. They must have like trained themselves how to just play wasted. They sound immaculate.
Yeah, and they're pretty young, so it's gonna catch up on them one day. Because I mean, I know I'm 26, and when I was, playing shows, I was like hammered when I was like younger, and now it's all catching up to me. I'm a Mima. Yeah.
How are we supposed to end it?
Okay.
Do we just say bye?
Yeah. So then I guess you just heard our interview to each other by each other.
Thank you guys
thank you for watching and tuning in. And check out the rest of our tour. Come out, hang out with all of us, give us some high fives, buy us a beer.
Or 2.
Or 3.
Or 4.
15.